Giants star defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade out of New York. He was notably absent from the Giants' offseason program when it opened earlier this week, and new head coach John Harbaugh did not mince any words, says he wants the big man back, but his response to a question from the Athletic's Dan Duggan about another member of the defensive front, Kayvon Thibodeau, was interesting.
You want to talk about, like, well, is he a trade possibility? Everybody's tradable. Everybody, even you're tradable, Dan. If we would get something for you, we'd trade you in a heartbeat, man. But, it's not really what you focus on. And the business part of it, is the business part, and that kind of swirls around us, but we try to lock in on the football.
All right, Kevin, this sounds like tough talk from Harbs, and of course he makes the joke with the reporter. But,
yeah.
Did he put that team on notice?
First of all, I love the trade value for Dan Duggan.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think you can get a third-round pick for him.
I know Dan. Get him out of there.
Dan? Does a nice job.
Change the scenery. No, listen, Dexter Lawrence is the most double-teamed human on planet Earth. That's the reason that literally, if you look at his numbers, that's the reason his pressures went down, okay? He is probably the best player on the roster, but guess what? He's right. Everybody's tradable except 3-4 quarterbacks in the entire NFL, and even those guys might have a price if you want to attach a decade's worth of first-round picks to them, even though that's illegal. Yeah, exactly. But no, I just think this is John Harbaugh coming in and saying there are no sacred cows here. Everybody's going to be evaluated. I like it. I wouldn't trade Dexter Lawrence just because they want to win now. You don't trade John Harbaugh to do a 5-year teardown. You do it to win now. The next 2 years, Dexter Lawrence has to be a part of that.
J-Mac, he's got 2 years left on his contract. He's the 12th highest paid defensive tackle. He's also been very unhappy in that building. Should they trade him?
I don't think so. And I think when he signed his contract, right away you started seeing defensive tackles. That number just continued to jump higher and higher and higher. So
12th.
Yes, 12th for Dexter Lawrence, the most double-teamed human being on planet Earth. That includes whatever reason you'll be double-teamed outside the football field. But I look at this is a situation where the Giants last year, they stunk against the run. And I know Dexter Lawrence was out there, but when you're trying to prove that, you don't get rid of good football players and take them out of your building. So if I'm the New York Giants and I'm John Harbaugh, I'm coming in, and yes, everybody is tradable. You say those catchphrases because you want to put the guys in your locker room on notice because a new sheriff is in town. But I'm not getting rid of Dexter Lawrence.
You're a player, new coach. This is the guy that's been the all-pro. He says this. What's your response?
I better make sure I'm at off-season workouts because everyone's not Dexter Lawrence. And that's just the reality of it, self-awareness. When he answered that question, it was around Kayvon Thibodeau. When they asked him about Dexter Lawrence, he said, I want the big guy here, like you said. But for everybody else, you have to show up and show that you can provide value to the team. If they're willing to have conversations around Dexter Lawrence and I'm in that locker room, I'm another player, I'm like, damn, Sexy Dexy is our guy. They'll trade him for sure. It'll give me away for a bag of peanuts.
Any thoughts on Dexter Lawrence and the Giants?
No, I agree completely. He's a unique player, too, because he generates pressures from nose tackle. This doesn't happen in the NFL where guys can actually get after the quarterback from that position. So there's no way the Giants should be trading him. If the Giants are trading him, then that means they're worried long-term about the elbow. And if they're worried long-term about the elbow, then I'm not acquiring him. And so to me, he's very clearly going to be a Giant 2025, 2026 and beyond.
2026 and beyond. We'll see. Speaking of 2026, the draft is just 2 weeks away today. That's awesome. And I put my mock draft out earlier this week, and I've got 6 different wideouts being taken in the first round. Take a look at the teams I attached them to. I have Arizona State's Jordan Tyson going first, then Ohio State's Carnell Tate. USC's Mekhi Lemon, they're all going to go in the top 15 in my mock draft. But if you look, there's some familiar names. Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, KC Concepcion, Kevin Clark. This is an interesting draft class because if you look at all these mock drafts, you talk to teams, they stack their order of receiver differently. Some love Tate, some say, hey, Denzel Boston should be higher. How do you see it? Who are your top 3 wide receivers in this draft class?
Well, first of all, the receiving class is just going to be good forever, okay? That's just the depth of the sport now because of 7-on-7s in the high school game. We're just going to have athletes at receiver for the rest of time, okay? But when I look at this, I go Carnell Tate, Tyson, and then KC Concepcion. KC Concepcion, 919 yards at Texas A&M. He was always open. He was a yards after catch demon. He is a fit in every single offense to me. I think about a team like the Jets. They had a guy like Garrett Wilson, who Sauce Gardner told me is the best receiver in football. On the other side, you need a guy like KC Concepcion who's just going to catch and run. He can do anything. He's a fit with every quarterback. He doesn't need a lot to get open. I just love everything about his game. To me, he's the 3rd best player in the receiving class. But you can just stack Denzel Boston. There's just so many guys you can stack there. I listened to the Schrager Hour. I heard Daniel Jeremiah I heard all this, but give me Casey Concepcion third.
Casey Concepcion, also a demon in special teams in the return game, so you get that as well. Ben Solak, your top 3 wide receivers are who?
I'm with Kevin on Tate. I'm with him on Tyson. I have Mekhi Lemon, Biletnikoff award-winning Mekhi Lemon as my wide receiver 3 out of USC. He gets the Amon-Ra St. Brown comps, not just because of the helmet, because of the play style. 5'11", $195, catches everything, man. He can catch a cold in a clean room. I mean, the hands on Concepcion, not super reliable. On Mekhi Lemon, unbelievable. And it's through contact, too, down the field against Iowa, against Illinois, creating explosive plays. You have yards after the catch ability as well because of the toughness. You have return value as well. And so Lemon, you see him paired a lot at 13 to the Rams because of the utility with some of those underneath near line of scrimmage targets. He's one who's going to go early.
On the NFL website, they have this like IQ portion of it, and you can rank all the different wide receivers. Mekhi Lemon is 34th out of 46 in athleticism, but he's first in production, which is a classic case of film versus workout.
Yeah, on Sunday, you know what they do? They play ball. They don't play the NFL Combine. They play ball.
That's a great point. J-Mac, in my mock draft, I have the Eagles taking Denzel Boston out of Washington. Now, I said it would start the A-block on Get Up the next morning because of the A.J. Brown of it all. If the Eagles indeed go wide receiver in the first round, what does that tell us about Philly's situation?
I think we've been going back and forth on should Philly trade A.J. Brown or the Patriots going to be the ones to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
They go receiver in the first round. I think that pretty much tells us that they're looking to move on from A.J. Brown. With them acquiring Hollywood Brown and free agency, that gives you another piece. Devontae Smith, you have to believe for them, if you're willing to move on from A.J. Brown and draft Boston in the first round, you believe Devontae Smith can be the guy out there and you can groom the next guy to come in and do that. So, yes, to me, they go receiver in the first round. That is an absolute need for a team that is contending in the NFC. You're saying bye to A.J. Brown.
Draft is just 2 weeks away. There's so many good players in this draft, and there's so much debate and discussion, as you just saw here. Coming up.